Hello and welcome to the Weather Hazard Briefing presented by National Weather Service Pocatello for Monday, June 30th. Here's what you'll see in this presentation. High pressure over the area peaks today. Today will be the hottest of the next 7 days. We are looking for some widespread minimum humidity getting below 15% during the afternoon. And the wind will increase slightly over what it has been lately, with maybe some gusts in excess of 20 miles an hour, but still remaining fairly light and below critical thresholds. We are, though, expecting unstable moist air to start moving in today from the south. This will trigger a slight chance of thunderstorms today, mostly in the central Idaho mountains and along the Idaho-Montana border. We expect greater coverage of thunderstorms from Wednesday through Independence Day, and that would be for each afternoon and evening. Aren't expecting any sort of late night or morning thunderstorms. It should be driven by sunrise and sunset. And then we expect some warming and drying to return on Saturday, not until. Here's the latest satellite image. Yesterday this was absolutely clear, but you can see tonight this is what we call a monsoon push. This is remnants of the southwest U.S. monsoon moving through currently Utah, and you can see it's already getting into the southern portions of Idaho. So these clouds will linger around, and the really unstable portions of the atmosphere will be up in this area up in here along the Montana border and down into Custer County. And so that's where we expect the focus of thunderstorms to be. And here's our risk outlook for today. It's all slight chance thunderstorm activity for the most part, and that will remain very warm for the Snake River Plain and the Magic Valley and the southern hills, with temperatures in the middle to upper 90s. But no thunderstorms really down there, at least not yet. Then on Wednesday, the risk of thunderstorms spreads out, with the exception of the eastern Magic Valley. We're looking at slight chance thunderstorms. On Thursday, it expands even more as far as risk goes. And the areas in orange for the moderate threat, those are areas that will be actually have a marginal, that is about a 15% chance of getting some sort of severe thunderstorm. That would be hail in excess of 1 inch in size and gusts in excess of 58 miles an hour on Thursday. Then on Friday, again, the chance of thunderstorms continues and spreads, but we aren't looking for anything in the severe range. And you can see here on Saturday, it'll be limited to the central Idaho mountains and the eastern highlands. Most of the southern areas will actually clear out and will be fairly benign weather, and we'll start to see a warming trend, but still staying below 90 degrees for highs on Saturday afternoon. All right, so here's our weather depiction for today. You can see there is a gap in where the showers and thunderstorms will not be occurring here in our area, mostly the southern half. The northern half is where we'll see the most activity when it comes to thunderstorm and rain shower activity. So here's the risk for today. You can see it's mostly slight chance. You don't really get to the chance area until you get north of the Montana border, and some areas would deserve no mention here as far as the eastern Magic Valley is concerned, especially so. And here's a precipitation. You can see it's all pretty much staying below the wetting rain category of 1/10 of an inch, and so we would characterize these as dry thunderstorms. Here are the wind gusts today. This is outside of thunderstorm activity. If you do get caught in a thunderstorm, we could see gusts in the 25 to 30 mile an hour range today. But you can see outside of that, winds actually not very high. Here are the high temperatures for today. Again, the hottest day, you can see Twin Falls at 99, Pocatello 97, Mud Lake 96. Even Stanley getting close to 89, or close to the 90-degree threshold here with a forecast high of 89. You can see where the areas of 15% relative humidity, or less R. It's basically from Shoshone all the way northeast to the Mud Lake area. And so it's mostly limited to lower elevations where they're not going to be getting the precipitation or even the excessive cloud cover. And you can see there's actually some spotty locations down here in southeast Idaho, including over the Bear Lake area. And low temperatures tonight, we'll start to see them start to cool off. You can see recovery gets really good where we are expecting precipitation and where that moisture will linger. And it's starting to improve in the eastern Magic Valley. Not improving a whole lot down here in the southern hills, though, yet. Then here on Wednesday, we should be seeing precipitation pretty much everywhere and a risk of thunderstorms pretty much everywhere. And again, there is a risk of some severe thunderstorms in this area up in here. See, though, the winds really not too much of an increase, although we are seeing areas where they could gust above 20 miles an hour fairly solidly, 20 to 25 up here in the Snake River Plain. And then thunderstorms for Wednesday. There still is an area of no mention here in most of the eastern Magic Valley. So it lets up a little bit from the day before in some areas, but some areas it's actually increased here, especially in the eastern highlands all the way from border to border, and especially over here in Custer and Lemhi County. And you can see precipitation, again, about the same. Not really a whole lot of locations getting more than a wetting rain. So again, they'd be characterized as dry thunderstorms. See here on Wednesday, the temperatures cool a little bit with the increase in cloud cover. Relative humidity, still some areas of 15% or lower, but it's definitely shrunk in size. And overnight lows are starting to get colder, and you can see the improvement, especially in the south central highlands here, in terms of recovery on Wednesday night for relative humidity. And it continues on Thursday here. Again, everywhere at risk for showers and thunderstorms. You can see it turns much higher with slight chance, a minimum of everywhere. You can see there's actually more areas that could get wetting rains. That would include a lot of the upper portions of the Wood River Valley, over here into Mackay, and into southeastern Lemhi County is kind of where the focus of that will be, and then down here along the border between Jackpot and Oakley. Highest wind gusts on Thursday, you can see it's about the same as the day before. And again, that's outside of thunderstorms. And then here's high temperature. You can see it's much cooler. Temperature's not even breaking 90 degrees anywhere in our forecast area. And look at these humidities. They're way up. There's just a small patch that gets below 15% here in the Arco Desert. Otherwise, it's 20% and higher. So a lot of cloud cover, much cooler. So the moisture content, especially when looking at relative humidity, goes up, sometimes way up. I mean, some of these places, 40% relative humidity. And then overnight lows, again, a continued cooling trend to those. And look at these relative humidity recovery is excellent everywhere, even down here in the southern hills. And then here's just an extended outlook, probably at thunderstorms on the afternoon of July 4th. You can see it's pretty high everywhere, similar to the day before. But you can see by evening, by 6 o'clock and later, some places not at risk at all. That would include Pocatello and Idaho Falls, so hopefully that will not impinge on plans for fireworks displays. And it's really only a slight chance in a lot of other locations with the exception of Salmon. That's all I have. If you have any further questions, you can always contact us. This telephone number here, or check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.